Do you want chests and chests full of mob drops? I'm going to show you how to make a Minecraft 1.19 mob farm that is going to give you absolutely loads. And then I'm going to give you the world download. Don't you go anywhere. Hello everyone, and today we are mob farming. Lots and lots and lots of mobs in Minecraft 1.19 survival. And we are making it in this absolutely gorgeous Minecraft 1.19, the wild update seed. And then I'm going to give it to you as a world download so you can make your Minecraft survival world right here with a mob farm ready and waiting for you. Because of the redstone mechanics, this farm only works in Java edition. I'm sorry, Bedrock players, this one is not for you. And we're going to make it over this lake to make it really accessible and maximize our drops. So let's stop talking about it and start making it. Everything you need for this farm is inside this chest. These are the correct quantities you need to make the farm in the same way that I have. These all are temporary blocks. These, however, are the number of stacks of those blocks that you need. This is tinted glass. Does not have to be tinted glass. It could be any other non-transparent block. Also, this is an alternate that I talk about in the video as to how to do your collection system. You either need these or the hoppers. Pause the video, take a screenshot, do whatever it is you've got to do. Let's crack on with building it. So the first thing I'm going to do is get myself to approximately the center of my lake. And now I'm out in the middle, I'm going to make myself a platform that's 21 by 21 blocks. I've got my 21 by 21 platform and I've removed that land bridge there because we're going to get to and from this by boat. But it's worth mentioning that you do not have to make this big. You can make it a lot smaller, 5 by 5. I've got it this big because I want to put it on legs. So this is a design decision, not a function decision. Right in the center of my platform, I'm going to place a double chest. I'm going to put a hopper into the side of it. I'm then going to shift click another double hopper on top of that, and I'm going to create a tower that is 5 chests high. So it should look something like that. And at this point you have a choice. You can either create a 5 by 5 grid of hoppers here that all lead into that single chest, or you can create a platform like this with 3 hoppers across the middle and a winding snake of rails and powered rails, redstone blocks at either end not touching those hoppers. With this method you need to create a little structure around your platform here to allow your minecart to go backwards and forwards. It does work slightly more slowly, but if you've got less iron, this is a really valid solution. Just to help you visualize it, it would look like that. And the kill chamber above it would be exactly the same as the other method. I'm going to stick with the hopper method because it does mean that you get a faster collection rate on the drops, which means you've got fewer entities just floating around causing lag on your world. Place a temporary block on the middle hopper of each side, and we're going to come out from that block 7 blocks. So that being 1, and we're going to come out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. Once we've got all 4 of those on, we can remove these temporary blocks. Come to one end and count out 2 on either side. So 1, 2 there, and 1, 2 on this side as well. That means you've got a row of 5. We're then going to count out 3 there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We're then going to do that on the other side and the same on all of these. So it should look like that, and then fill in those gaps, leaving the hoppers open. Exactly like that. At this point, it is a very good idea just to place some light down on this bottom platform. Obviously, the larger the platform you've made, the more torches you're going to make, but you want to make sure that you've got a light level above 0 on every single block. Now, this bit is the reason I've got a 21 by 21 platform. If you've made yours smaller, you can miss this bit out. Come along to one of your sides, and right underneath your 5 wide area at the top, I want you to make a 7 tall 5 wide wall that goes up to the edge like that. And once you've done it on one side, do it on the other 3 as well. Then place an extra block into these sections along these diagonals all the way around, and you're going to build this wall up 2 high. So it should look like that. On each of these hoppers, I want you to shift click a campfire. Now you could use a normal campfire, but I'm using soulfire campfires because they cause damage slightly more quickly. That means you kill the mobs more quickly, meaning more mobs can spawn in, so you get a slightly higher drop rate. And on the outer campfires, I want you to place a fence just like this all the way around, but just on the outside. And then right click on all of those fences to open them up going inwards. They don't have to be opened inwards, but I can't stand it if some of them are in and some of them are out, so they're all inwards for me. And that is where we're going to kill all of our mobs. If you're still watching, I must be doing it right, so maybe some of my other videos would interest you as well. Leave me a comment down below. What other farms would you like to see in Minecraft 1.19? And while you're down there, please do check that that subscribe button is ticked. YouTube's got this funny thing where it unsubscribes people for no reason. I'd hate that to be used. And that like button could do with a tickle as well. Come to the side of your death pit and count up 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then count across 1, and 2. Then get a dispenser and place a dispenser against the edge of that block so as its bum is facing upwards. We're then going to make a platform all the way around here. And that platform is going to extend 7 blocks from that dispenser. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to do that on all 4 sides, and then we're going to build it up so as we've got a diamond shape. So that is going to be 6, that is going to be 5, and so on. So it is going to look like that. Next to that dispenser, you're going to place a temporary block there and a temporary block there, and then the same block as the platforms you're going to place on top of that. Get rid of your temporary blocks and place another temporary block next to it above that dispenser. Sneak up to your temporary block here, and from the edge face right into the corner and pop in an observer. You can see that the arrow for the observer is pointing downwards, and if we remove that temporary block, the redstone face is on the top. That means the redstone bum is underneath, and when it lets out a redstone fart, it's going to activate that dispenser. Place a water bucket inside that dispenser right there, and then place a couple of scaffolds so you can come up on top. You then need to get another dispenser and place it facing downwards onto that observer so the hole for the dispenser is facing upwards. That will dispense that water. That is exactly what you're looking for. Then get rid of that scaffolding because you don't need that at the moment. We're then going to repeat this platform once more. So you should have a second platform that matches the first one. The water should still be dispensed on that bottom platform. Now, like you did before, place 2 temporary blocks right there and a platform block on top of that. You can remove those 2 temporary blocks and place a temporary block there. Before you do anything else, however, place a water bucket inside there and get your scaffold and place it there and there. We can then come up to this and place an observer right underneath there, exactly the same way as we did before, so as it is facing downwards like that. Creep up here and get rid of that temporary block. That is going to dispense the water on this platform. However, you'll notice that the water on this platform is now not dispensed. This is hugely important because it always means that half the platforms in the farm are flooded and half the platforms in the farm are spawnable. It means you get a higher spawn rate, and as a result you get lots more drops. Just like before, get rid of your scaffold in there and get yourself a dispenser and place it so as the dispensing hole is upwards, and make another platform. And then repeat this process until you have got 6 full platforms. But make sure you always put the water in the dispenser before you place that observer. So you should have 6 platforms, 3 with water and 3 without. And above this top platform, we're going to put our roof. And you do the roof in exactly the same way by placing up 2 temporary blocks. On top of that, you're going to place a structural block. You're going to get rid of those 2 temporary blocks, place your temporary block back there, and place 2 scaffolds right there. We're going to come up and place an observer underneath in exactly the same way as we've done before. That's facing downwards. That has got that water inside it. We're going to come up to here and we're going to clip off that, and we're going to place in a dispenser in exactly the same way. We're then going to get rid of our scaffold and we're going to build up another platform on top of this. However, this platform is slightly different. We're going to make it the same diamond shape that we had at the bottom, where one of the sides was 5 long, which means we are coming out 9 blocks instead of 7 from that dispenser. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And like before, we're coming out 2 wide on each side of the ends of these rows, and we're going to come out 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and do that on both sides of all of these. And once you've got that pattern, fill in all 4 of these squares. So you should have a farm that so far looks like that. I'm then going to place a bottom slab along each of these gaps all the way around the roof, including around these edges here. Make sure that it is a bottom slab that you're placing. Time to place some redstone. Place a redstone repeater, doesn't matter in which direction, so it faces directly on top of that dispenser, and then past it place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 more. Then place redstone dust there, redstone dust there. You're then going to place 13 repeaters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. You're then going to place a block, and then you're going to place 6 more repeaters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So this is your clock. Right click on all of these repeaters 3 times. That puts a 4-tick delay on each and every one of them. When you add all of those up, you've got 26 lots of 4-tick delay, giving enough time for the mobs to be able to spawn on the empty platforms and to be flushed off of the watery platforms. Once all the repeaters are on 4 ticks, place a redstone torch right there in front of this repeater. That is going to send a redstone signal all the way around our circuit. When it goes over the dispenser, that sends a signal all the way down through your farm. And each and every time the water will swap between being flushed and open, meaning your platforms are the perfect space for mobs to spawn. And as with any good farm, you should put a way of turning it off. This lever will constantly power this block, meaning that that redstone torch stays off even when the signal comes up and around. That will stop this farm from flushing. However, it will not stop the mobs from spawning on the empty platform. So please do be aware of that if you are on a server. This isn't 100% server friendly because you could get mob pooling, which is really easy to get rid of by turning the farm back on again, which you can do with a flick of a switch and off it goes. Before you leave this top platform, make sure you put some light all around to stop mobs from being able to spawn right here. It's also always a really good idea to light up your redstone because that stops any light update lag that you might get either in your solo world or a server. I can now safely jump off the side of my farm into the water because I built it on the lake. Right now you have a choice. I really like to use tinted glass for this next bit because it allows you to see in the farm without allowing any light into the farm. However, I appreciate this can be very expensive if you've not got an amethyst farm. So if you want to use any structural block that won't let light in, that will also be fine. For example, you could use even more of this mangrove wood or oak planks or cobblestone or deep slate, whatever non-transparent block you want to use. Place scaffolding against the side of one of your 5 wide walls so it goes at least as high as that wall and then climb up to the top. Now before we increase the length of these walls, we need to place in the water for this tray. So in one of the corners here, place a bucket of water and then get another bucket of water and place it not on the next one but on the middle one. That creates an infinite source right there. You can then fill up your empty bucket, place another one there, come around, fill up your empty bucket, place another one there, fill up your empty bucket, place another one there, and keep doing that all the way around. So it should look something like that. At this point, you can build your wall all the way up to underneath the bottom slabs that you placed on your roof. Now remember, you do also want to be increasing the height of your scaffolding so as it goes right up to the top as well, because you are going to need to access that roof for your AFK spot. And once that's completed, you'll see you have got a darkened tower inside that tinted glass or whatever block it is you've used for your farm. Come up to the top of your farm and right next to the middle, so count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right there, build up another scaffold tower that is 102 blocks high. Yep, you heard it, 102 blocks. Once you're at the top of your 102 high tower, grab yourself a temporary block. Jump and place the temporary block on top of the scaffold and then build a little 3x3 donut all around this temporary block using whatever structural block you want. It really does not matter. You can then get rid of that block there and you can place 2 temporary blocks right there and a slab on top. You then build in another 3x3 off the edge of that, get rid of those 2 temporary blocks and place a torch just to light the place up. And you have got a great AFK spot for your farm that you can get to and from really easy from the ground, either with Elytra or by using these scaffolds. It's time to test this farm out now and we're going to go AFK for 1 hour. Our chest is completely empty, so let's get up to our AFK spot and get waiting. And I'll be back in 1 hour to see what it is we've got. Mobs instantly despawn if they are more than 128 blocks away from a player. As a result, the position of that AFK spot means that the only place that mobs can spawn is inside our farm. Between 64 blocks and 128 blocks, mobs don't tend to move, but that doesn't matter because they get flushed off of the platform with that water and sent down into the death pit to die so we can collect their loot. Now you don't have to build this on a lake, you could just build this on the ground, but I'd recommend that you light up around the ground for at least 20 or so blocks just to make sure that there isn't any spawning going on, because you want all the mobs inside the farm, not outside the farm. That has been 1 hour, so let's come down and see what we've got in our farm. And we can see some of the last mobs there just getting killed off as we come past. Now we're closer, we'll find fewer mobs will spawn inside the farm as a result of our proximity. But inside this bottom chest, well, that is completely full. We've got inside this hopper, that hopper is full, and inside this chest we've got almost an entire row of goods, which means that we've got about 2,500 drops in 1 hour. Not gonna lie, I'm quite pleased about that one. And there you have one really easy mob farm for Minecraft 1.19 survival. and the world download is now available for you to come and get it. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could decorate this farm up however you would like, but I actually think it looks nice the way it is. Just make sure any decoration blocks are not spawnable, otherwise you're going to have the mobs appearing on the outside of your farm, massively affecting your rates. Let me know in the comments below, if you're building this farm, where are you going to build it? And I'll look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye!